Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Oh man, it's doing great.
Cool.
Doing great. Kind of cranky today, so I don't know where this show's gonna end up. I won't be my normal delightful self.
You
maybe.
cranky? That's impossible.
No, it's true. True. It
Come
happens
on.
from time to time. Yeah, it's like Halley's Comet. Just comes by once in a while. Like,
It just once in a while. Ooh,
very rare.
I really need to see the Halley's Comet schedule because
Yeah. No, that's
it's every
very
76
very
years.
rare.
Isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. 76, 77, whatever it takes.
Right. 110, 220, whatever it takes.
Yeah. See, you got the reference.
I did.
It's an old guy reference.
A very old guy reference.
It's all we got. What's funny is I know a lot of clips from that or like sayings from that movie. I'm not even sure I've ever actually even watched that movie.
Oh, that's an excellent movie. You got to watch it.
Like that one and You're Doing It Wrong. Remember that clip? Remember that one? No?
No, help me out.
Well, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't watched it yet. So he's taking the kids to the drop off line.
Yeah.
But he's like going the wrong way through the line, and so like all the moms are like, you're doing it wrong, and just there's something about that phrase. You're doing it wrong. Anyway, I sort of relate to this. I don't know what the bus loop do you drive your kids to school? Maybe that's too personal.
I do drive my kids to school. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so is there like a process?
Oh my! Is there a process?
Okay. So it's not just my kid's school.
No,
Okay.
God, no.
Well, because I wonder, because my kid's just kind of just starting the school thing, but he's in it's a weird layout. Like his school, it's a charter school, so it's like it's almost like in a converted little strip mall shopping center thing. So it's a very kind of particular loop thing they have to do. You actually drive behind it, and then there's like teachers directing traffic and all this stuff. So I just didn't know if it was because he has a weird school or if that's just how it is everywhere.
No, that's how it is everywhere.
All right. I'm really good at it now, though. I know what I'm doing.
Good.
So
Yeah, I do too. And
anyway, I hope you can edit all this out.
This is interesting. No, I get upset with the people who do it wrong, and they come the wrong way up the street to turn into the schoolyard, and it ticks me off so much. And when people don't let them in, I'm so excited because I'm not the only one not letting them in.
Man, you're so vindictive.
I am. Follow directions. It's pretty simple.
What if it was just an honest mistake, just an accident? Like, have you never accidentally made a mistake? And wouldn't you appreciate somebody just hey, dude, sorry you made a mistake. Come on, we're all one on this planet.
No, these are the same people every day, and no,
the same people every day. Well, yeah, then that's a different story.
Yeah,
all right.
They're trying to cheat and cut it in front of everybody. So.
Hey, along these lines, let me bring it to the actual topic of the show.
Okay.
And this is almost like I try to go off script as early as possible. So I think I have a pretty good record here. So something I noticed today, not today, the last time we went to the Magic Kingdom, and I remember them having this before. They had it at Epcot, and now I've seen it at the Magic Kingdom. They have separate entrance lines, the turnstiles, formerly turnstiles. The little Mickey band thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where you go into the park?
I do, yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever seen those.
I have.
So, but they have separate ones now that say pass holder.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, why would they need that? Because, like I've seen before, they had like cast member and pass holder, and I could see, okay, like cast member because they sometimes have to have special tickets and their passes, and maybe they're bringing family in, and that could be, and they don't want to hold up regular traffic for that, but why pass holder? I have a theory, but tell me why they've done this. Oh,
well, they started it this summer, and the simple reason is if you're if you're a pass holder, you should be able to get in quickly because you're doing it more often, and so they want to offer lines only for pass holders that they like, kind of like an express line in the grocery store where you just you know what you're doing and get in and out and to get you in quicker, so you're not behind the family with the the tour group from Brazil or whatever it is.
Right.
People who don't know what a Magic Band is, or So anyway, so that's it's that simple.
Okay. Well, that was kind of my theory, but the reason I was confused by it is like, well, that seems like something nice they're doing for pass holders, and usually up until this year, I always felt they treated pass holders as a little like before I moved down here and became a pass holder, I always thought, oh, they probably treat their pass holders special because, we're there every year. But it almost seemed the opposite. It almost seemed like, all right, come on, cattle. We'll let you in, you people. Mm-hmm. Except this year, it seems like it shifted a little bit, where they're actually, it seems like pass holders are getting treated extra special, where before it was almost like, all right, we'll put up with you. You're not a real guest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, they, at the end of last year, they definitely rolled out so many benefits for this year for pass holders. In fact, it started, I don't know if you remember, it started with they were offering 13 months for the price of 12.
Yep. I remember that. Sure.
And then, the 20% off discount at for merchandise, 30% off at certain restaurants. So, I mean, they had huge discounts going on. And then I'm trying. Wait, there was something else. Anyway, so they're since they are more focused on getting revenue from people instead of
volume.
Yeah, instead of making sure that they pack everybody in that they can. I think that's what they wanted to do, is incent the annual pass holders to keep coming back. Yes, we'll give you a bigger discount, from 10 to 20%, but that means you'll probably spend more, right? Or, come to the park, go to the restaurant, get 30% off, but while you're here, you'll probably buy popcorn or Coke or merchandise, whatever. So they're really just trying to increase the revenue from people. And it's nice that because they're certainly not doing that in California.
Yeah, well, and that's a whole different mix of people. But
it definitely is.
Yeah, it is nice because it always seemed like, and I'm trying to make sure it's just not because I'm in that category, but it just from a purely business standpoint, it seems like you'd want to treat your pass holders the best because they're kind of your solid, I hate to use the word term these days, but your base, your consistent, because tourism and travel may wax and wane, and you might have different countries suddenly have interest or not, but people who are annual passes, they're your bread and butter. I mean, they're the people that love your product and keep coming back, and like you said, you end up spending a lot on the non-passes anyway. So it seems like they finally got that straight to say, this is a group we should take care of and make them feel special.
Yeah, they absolutely should.
Yeah, well,
they're doing a good job.
So, yeah. I didn't go in the pass holder lane though. So.
Oh, we did we went only to that lane when we went in July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like when you go though, you're going earlier. There's probably a bigger line at the entrance. We tend to go later in the afternoon. Like this last time we went, we didn't go out there till like 3:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
So the crowds usually at that point are in the back of the park somewhere, or mid to back. Not too many lines at the turnstiles. I had another question about turnstiles. This is not in the show rundown, so and this is not the Stump Glen part of the show, but
okay,
we'll get to that. So there are colors that come up when you do the little bands on the Mickey sensor there, right? So there's your green, which is come on in, spend more money. There's your blue. No, there's your red. We'll do that, which is you better go to guest services, right?
I didn't think they had a red.
They don't have a red?
No, I thought
maybe
blue
not.
Was the
you're blue. Blue is the new red, right? Actually, you're right, because they don't want it. Because they don't want to call that much attention to it.
Right.
Red feels a little too like you failed.
Mom.
So there's blue, right?
Criminal.
Somebody mentioned to me the other day that when he went in, it lit up pink.
Oh.
They went to Food and Wine or something, and it lit up pink, and I'm like, really? And so I started doing some investigation, and I don't know if they still do this or not, but it seemed like for a period of time, special magic bands would set off certain colors, and like one of them would even do like a rainbow pattern or something. And I was wondering, my first thought was, I asked him, I said, are you a DVC member? Like, I wonder if they have different, like, it seems like they might like indicate DVC members different than other ones, and he is, so I don't know if that's the reason, but I'm just a run-of-the-mill pass holder, so all I ever see is green or blue if I haven't paid my bill. But I don't know, you know anything about these colors?
Yeah, so it was weird. Mine was turning purple every time I went in, and but it was only mine. It wasn't the kids, and it wasn't Tammy's. For whatever reason, it was only mine. And it wasn't every single time, because once it happened, I started paying attention to it. And every now and then it would just be green, but then it'd be purple the next time. Like, it was kind of random. But if you remember, I did buy into DVC at one point.
Oh, right.
And I think
you're marked.
Yeah, I think in one of their databases, I'm still marked as DVC member. No, I'm being serious, because
no, you're probably right.
When I go to, and I probably shouldn't say any of this because they're going to turn it off as soon as, because Bob's listening to this. But if I go to the Shop Disney app, the Disney parks have their own app if you wanted to look at, buy their merchandise. Okay. I'm still in there, and I still get a discount, DVC discount.
Listen, look at you.
So I was getting a 20% discount anyway for being a DVC member, but only if I did it through the app, right?
Right.
So I think that's why it was. And after it happened, we got back to the hotel room later that evening or whatever, and I did look it up, and I think that's exactly why it turned purple is for DVC members. Now, that being said, they do have. So I know the Tiki Room anniversary Magic Band that came out, I think, earlier this year or late last year. When you put that up to the reader, it actually plays a song.
No.
Yeah,
like it plays. Thing?
Yeah, it starts playing the Tiki Room.
Great.
So they do have different.
Wow,
different.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
So I would like if I had an R2 band or a BB-8 or something, have him do the little sound effect of the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way it's going. Is depending on if you have a special Magic Band, it'll do a little something cute for you, which is cool. It's very cool.
Yeah, unless you have to work the turnstile, you have to listen to that for 4 or 5 hours. But sure.
Well, not every guest is going to have the same Magic Band.
No, I know, but
they limit these things, man. They're collector's items. They limit them to the number that they could sell.
You know what's sad is I keep trying to find like a reason to buy one. I'm still just using the stock Series 1 or whatever they call them. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying, every once in a while I try to look. It seems like, I don't know. It seems like they always have them behind counters and stuff. And like, I don't know. Like, I never really, like, I want to see like what Star Wars ones they have, but I never seem to be able to like browse them effectively. I'm doing it wrong, I think. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been, I've looked at all of them that I see, but okay, this is going to sound weird, but most of what I say sounds weird. So I don't want to lock myself into, these things are so expensive. They're like, they are $30 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to spend $30 on it and lock myself into, whatever, a BB-8 Magic Band. Cause it's like, okay, that's cool. But like, and BB-8's always going to be cool, but like, I don't want to wear BB-8 anymore, like.
Yeah, that's the only one we did buy for my son was the BB-8 one.
And that's fine for kids. That's, that's awesome. Yeah. But like as a 46-year-old dude, like.
Whoa, you're that old?
I know, right? So.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I haven't seen any that I just completely fell in love with, but maybe someday. Do you know, can you have, this sounds dumb. Can you have multiple ones? Like if I'm a local and I go out periodically, can I have different ones? And like, hey, I think I'll wear the BB-8 one today.
Yep.
You can have multiple active ones?
Absolutely. If you look in my Disney experience, it should list, well, you only have one. Well, anyway, so I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have like 5 of them. And I could wear any one I wanted because they all show and they're all linked to me. on my Disney Experience app.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Now maybe I'll pay more attention. Maybe it'll be something new with the new Star Wars movie coming out. Ooh. All right, I have one more Magic Band Turnstile question/tip for you. Here's a tip.
Okay.
You may know this already, but this was news to me, and it came from a listener suggestion.
Awesome.
So what wrist do you typically wear your Magic Band on?
My right.
Uh-huh. And which hand has the finger that you need to do the fingerprint on?
My right.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. So it's the theme of this show. You're doing it wrong. So what I learned was, it makes it seem like it's a two-step process to do the band and then the fingerprint, but it really is like one simultaneous process. So if you have the band on one wrist, opposite of the hand that you have the fingerprint on, you just put them both up there simultaneously, and boom, you're in that much faster.
Cool.
Yeah, a little tip. Save you a little time.
So I'm trying to think.
That's like a pro tip for the pass holder lane.
I'm trying to think of the setup. So should I wear it on my left arm? Because
yes, right, correct. So,
right.
If you've already done the fingerprint on your right hand, yes. So you put it on, and because the sensor is to the left of the fingerprint reader.
And that's what I was going to say. Like, you shouldn't wear it on your right and do the left hand finger because you'd be crossing your arms. Right? Yeah,
if you want to be fancy about it, I guess.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty consistent that the RFID, the RFID sensor is always to the left of the fingerprint reader. Right?
Yeah, so you should wear. So my problem is I don't like to wear it on the same wrist I have my watch on. So that's why. Whatever. So I'll take in the extra. Right,
maybe it's not good for you, but young people today don't wear the watches like you old folks.
That's true.
So for them, I don't know, I just thought there was I never even considered that because just the way they do it, it looks like it's because I always figure, I have time because it's got to read the thing and then, but no, it's apparently that's just, it's just made to feel that way, but it's really and I don't know if you ever noticed, but I always, how do I put this? I always felt a little rushed by the cast members because I'd put the band up and I'm waiting for it to go green and then the other side to light up to do my finger.
Yeah.
And on more than a few occasions, I've had them prod me to put my finger there earlier, and I'm like, well, it's not ready yet, right? Because I'm thinking like a technology nerd. It's like it's not ready,
right?
So it's just more evidence that it's really all happening simultaneously, and there's no reason to wait.
That's cool.
There you go. Yeah. Save somebody microseconds on their trip, which is like $100 worth of money. So,
well, that's true.
All right.
Cool.
What are we talking about today? I've just sort of,
well,
I'm just rambling today. What are we talking about?
Well, you went to Disney this weekend, right?
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
It was fun.
Tell us
we just
about
went we didn't go for that long. And I wish, you need to start making more of these trips so it's not just about me.
No, this is fun.
But fun for you.
It is.
And nobody else. So we went to Magic Kingdom. I mean, I won't bore you with all the details, but some of the high points are, you'll appreciate this. My son loves the Tiki Room. Just loves it. Just loves it.
We had to do a show on. Oh wait.
So we went. So I said, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "What do you want to do?" And I don't remember what he said first. He said something else first. Maybe Buzz Lightyear.
Expedition Everest.
No, we didn't go to Animal Kingdom. We went to the Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
Magic, not animals.
Bad animals.
And so, gosh, what did he say? I don't know what he said. Anyway, so I said, doesn't matter anybody else. So I said, you sure you don't want to go to Tiki Room? And he's like, no, Tiki Room. And so, that's his new favorite thing. So I'm continuing my use of the side of the park that I've never used before. So we did that. We did Aladdin, the magic carpet things. No, because this was kind of a last minute thing. Okay. How do I explain this? So I didn't have Fastpasses set beforehand, but just a few hours before we went, I said, well, let me see what I can get. And I got Pirates for a little later in the evening for a Fastpass. So it turns out, but we didn't actually use them because we ended up, and this is why I hate Fastpass. And maybe, Glenn, we can talk about Fastpass a little bit later.
Okay.
And this is why I hate it because... well, I'll try to save it for later, but it just because the timing didn't work out. We wanted to, it's just you have to juggle the order of things, and what am I supposed to say? Well, no, let's hold off on the Tiki Room because that's steps away from Pirates, and we have that at 7:00, but it's only 4:00 now, and let's not walk all the way over that way and then all the way. It's just too complicated. So no. So short answer, we didn't do Pirates, but we need to do that again. I haven't been on there in a while actually.
Yeah.
So we did that, but here's the best part of going to Adventureland. You ready?
Yeah.
I had remember my disaster of the Dole Whip last time, how they moved it, and I didn't realize that. I've rectified that situation now, and the family, we shared a giant sized Dole Whip, and it was phenomenal. That I don't know what special ingredient they have in that thing, but those are amazing. But here's kind of the sad part of it. So as a service to our listeners, I'm like, let me try some ordering. And I know you hate the Disney app, but they do some things really nice. Like as we got closer to is it, you're gonna kill me, the Aloha Terrace? Do I have that right? The name of the thing?
Yeah,
the
Sunshine Tree Terrace, and then the Aloha Isle.
Aloha Isle. We actually got I got a push notification on my Apple Watch. I guess it just came through because it was from the app on my phone, saying, "Hey, looks like you're near here. Try our mobile ordering." Like it actually like prompted me to do it. I'm like, okay, like, and I would never have even guessed that they had mobile ordering for that, because I just thought it would be like, it seems like such a limited menu that like why bother with that? It seems like people would go through pretty quickly, but I guess it gets popular. So I did. It's kind of silly. I was standing right there, right next to the line, doing a mobile order because I just wanted to try. And so I put in my mobile order, and at the very end, so you put, and I think you relayed kind of how this works. You put in your order, and then when you get there, you say like, okay, I'm here, right? So I put in my order, and then I just waited a minute because I didn't want to confuse it.
Right.
And I said, okay, I'm here, even though I was there the whole time.
Right.
And I got an error, and it said, didn't work. Got to see a cast member. I'm like, really? So I went up to the thing, and there's a special place where like the mobile orders go pick up, so just to keep you out of line. And I showed her the app, and I said, looks like it didn't work. And she's like, oh, well, what did you order? And I told her, and then she got it. So yeah, it kind of half worked, but I see the promise. But mostly I was impressed that Disney kind of prompted me to use the app. Just I don't know how they knew that's what I wanted, but they did.
That's cool. See, so getting more revenue from customers.
It worked. Oh, that thing was so delicious. What do you get? You get the swirl, right? I mean, there's no other way to get that other than the vanilla and pineapple, right?
No. What do you mean? The Dole Whip?
No. Well, you have a choice in the Dole Whip. You either get like pineapple or vanilla or the combo.
No, I don't get the swirl. I get the real thing.
What do you mean the real thing?
The Dole Whip.
What's the real thing? Just straight pineapple?
Of course.
Yeah, shut up. That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, for all you listeners, the proper version is the combo. Is the proper version.
No, not at all.
It's too much pineapple otherwise.
No, it's not.
Oh my goodness.
You're so silly.
All right. How do we run a survey? Can we run a survey for our people?
Sure. Sure. I'll put a survey on Twitter.
They're gonna agree. They're gonna agree with me.
They're not. There's no way. Of course not.
Yeah, they are.
No, the straight Dole Whip that's the only way to get it. Well, no, that or the Dole float, the Dole Whip float, where
I've seen that. Yeah,
they put pineapple juice and then they put the Dole Whip on top.
But that's not. I could swear like whatever. Even in their little emoji game, I thought the Dole Whip showed it like the swirled kind. No,
you're thinking of the citrus swirl. Now that's the only way to get that is the orange juice. I don't think they offered the other way, but it's orange juice and vanilla ice cream together.
Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't imagine a straight pineapple. That's just too much pineapple. But
no, it's
anyway,
not. There's never too much pineapple. That just doesn't even. Pineapple is so awesome.
Okay, I didn't know you're such a fan.
I am.
All right, all these years, I didn't know. All that pineapple marketing's working on you. Okay, whatever.
It is actually. Well, anyway, I won't go into it because it'll really show.
What else are we going to talk about? Go ahead. What else?
I love listening to the old Dole commercial that they used to play in Disneyland's version of the Enchanted Tiki Room because it's sponsored by Dole, and they have a whole they tell you all about the Dole, like where they grow the pineapples and everything, and they have the Hawaiian music playing in the background. It's awesome.
I think you're gonna have to splice that in now. So
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Well, that's fine because it's awesome.
Hawaii was born of volcanic action millions of years ago. Still active today, these volcanoes produce the rich soil which supports Hawaii's lush vegetation. Its rugged landscape is a reminder of the island's explosive origin. It's always springtime in Hawaii. With a rainbow of colors continually in bloom, visitors can appreciate the beauty of these islands anytime. And there's something else they can enjoy too. Pineapple, the flavor of Hawaii. King Kamehameha welcomes visitors to Honolulu, to Diamond Head, and Waikiki Beach to enjoy the sun, the surf, and the sand. The flavor of Hawaii is also found in the exotic dances of many Polynesian cultures now native to these islands. But the flavor of Hawaii is best enjoyed in pineapple. Grown year-round and harvested by hand, it's transported to the Dole cannery, the largest pineapple cannery in the world. The fruit is out of its shell and into the can within minutes. After shell and core are removed, the golden cylinders are inspected and trimmed. Skilled hands sort choicest slices. At a luau, hukilau, or just a family picnic, the flavor of Hawaii is refreshing in many forms, and Hawaiians really know how to enjoy it. Once so rare only kings could afford it, pineapple is now known as the king of fruits. Today, it is the symbol of hospitality around the world. The flavor of Hawaii, the beauty of Hawaii, the hospitality of Hawaii can all be summed up in one word: aloha.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, did that Adventureland, and then my kid loves the Dumbo play area. It seems like I never go to the park for me anymore. It's just like what the kid wants.
What?
I know it's weird how that works, right?
What a shock!
But you say that, but my wife and I we had like a decade and a half of just the two of us, just like. And I realize, I don't know if you have this stress, but the stress I have when I go now, and part of the reason, because you asked me once, like, why don't you ever have a good time when you go there? And the words keep echoing in my head like a virus I just can't shake. But part of it is because I realized on this trip, I am when my wife and I just used to go, just the two of us, we could just wander around and just like see the sights and But now I feel like I have to have an actual agenda and a schedule for the family to go, to what rides we're going to do and whatever.
Yeah.
And that stresses me out, and I realized that that's what bothers me, because we're walking through Magic Kingdom, and it was like twilight. And it's my absolute favorite time, because it's not quite dark yet, but the lights start coming on. Right. And I just remember the time, like we would walk through and just be, we just kind of wander around, enjoy it, and treat it like a literal park, right, where you just sort of stroll and enjoy the sights and stuff. Yeah, but with kids, that's kind of hard to do, because they tend to want to go do things. So. I don't know if you know that. So anyway, but the point of this bringing this up is that that kind of answers the question of why I get stressed out on these things, because I feel like I got to make a plan and hold to it, and that's why these fast passes stress me out. But anyway, so he wanted to go. He doesn't like the Dumbo ride. I mean, he likes it good enough, but what he really likes is the Dumbo playground. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that thing has a name, but you know what I'm talking about, right? They added that little waiting area,
sure,
which I think is kind of genius. I think they need more of that somehow. Because it keeps the kids busy.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're doing more of that. Because Haunted Mansion, they added that whole interactive area where you can touch things and they play music and all. And I mean, they're doing that with Big Thunder Mountain. They've changed it where there's interactive things in the queue to mess with while you're waiting in line. Space Mountain, they have the games. They have video games you play while waiting in line. So they've done a lot.
I've been on Space Mountain forever. Okay.
They've done a lot for the standby queue.
Okay. Well, good. Yeah, so we went there, and there was actually kind of quite a bit of a line for Dumbo. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if we broke any rules, but we went to the cast member up there and said, we really just want to go play in the playground. Can we go do that? Rather than having to wait in line to get to the playground. And they let it, they, just like usually happens in my life, they moved the velvet rope and ushered us in, and
good.
And they even gave us a it was one of those little beeper things to let us know when our time was up. But anyway, just let him run around in there. That was cool. What else we do? It was like I said, it was a short trip, just kind of like, hey, let's go do something. It was a little rainy. I think that's it. Oh, Casey. Oh, I did have a question. Casey's. You know that hot dog place? You ever seen that place? It's on Main Street.
Yes, I have seen it.
Is it just me, or is that place way more popular than it used to be?
No, I mean that's a loaded question, because I don't know when you tried or whatever. But it's always been fairly popular at especially the busy times.
I guess. Just, I don't know. It seems like we used to just be able to, like, hey, let's grab some Casey's hot dog, and we'd go in there and we'd have a place to sit, and now it seems like it's mayhem all the time. But I have a couple gripes about the Casey's. Can I? Is this the proper form for me to express that? Sure. So for Bob, since he's listening,
exactly.
They've kind of ruined that place. I don't know if you know that.
Why? What do they do?
Well, I don't know if you were that big a fan. We used to love Casey's because I don't know. It's dumb little things, but like the what do you call them? The condiments bar thing, yeah, right? Like they used to have because people like their hot dogs different ways, right? Some people like sauerkraut, some people like mustard, ketchup, and and they used to have those little pump things, for the mustard and ketchup. But now it's all packets, so you just go up there and just grab, which I can't stand. I can't stand little ketchup packets. Dude, they make me insane. Because maybe I just have maybe I just do too much ketchup. But it's like you got to open 400 of those things for a single meal. I can't stand those. I like the little paper cups that you you dump the ketchup in. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But they don't have that anymore. And not that I would ever have it, because I don't think I ever did, but they used to even have like the melted cheese if you want to put it like in your hot dog.
Yeah, the plastic cheese.
The plastic cheese, which I think is gross. But they took that out. And the reason they took it out is because they want you to buy the special chili cheese hot dog at like triple the price. Mm-hmm. So they got, that's small enough, but the thing that really breaks my heart is that area right as you go through past the condiments where it connects to the shop, they used to have like a little stadium there.
Yeah.
Like a little mini stadium seating kind of thing. And they had a video thing playing. And there was even like a vintage baseball arcade kind of game there. Mm-hmm. All that's gone. All of it's gone. There's just a few tables in there now. I'm like, that was a nice little bit of magic that just completely destroyed. I don't know why. I need answers.
Yeah, I was surprised they had taken that out too.
Especially 'cause, I mean, it's just like it was playing movies. Like, how expensive
Right.
would that have been to maintain? Like,
I don't think it's expense. I think it's more traffic flow. The only thing I can think of is now that they have redone the hub and made it to where more people can be there. Perhaps it increased the traffic flow. When people trying to get out because they've widened the area where people could be, right? So maybe more people are over on that side now, and it's making that more congested. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and I also noticed they added because it can be hard to find a table near there, but even more so these days. And they added these sort of stand-up tables, right?
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, there's like probably half a dozen of them now. Right against the window of Casey's, like right, across the little walkway from the tables. So I don't know. It's those kind of changes that lead me to believe that it's more popular now than it used to be. Because for decades it didn't have that, didn't seem to need it, but now it seems to need it. And like people are just like, "Are you guys leaving? Are you guys leaving?" Like people are just like anxious to take tables and just I don't remember it being that way.
And what time did you go?
Like a mealtime, which is when we'd always go.
Well,
even before.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if with the popularity of Happily Ever After, the fireworks show, that whole area becomes just massively crowded, and so that's an option for a meal for people who are waiting there, and so I would maybe it is more popular because of that. I don't know.
Yeah. That would make sense, actually. Yeah, because certainly more people jam into the hub because...
Sure.
It's sort of like, which came first, but, they opened up the hub, like you said, which... because they needed it for more people, but then people see that it's opened up, so now I think, like, this is the place to be.
Right.
So kind of a circle. But yeah, with the show, they definitely... That's sort of like, center stage, where before it might have just been down Main Street or, some other sort of off.
Well, actually, that's a very good point, Chris, because...
Well, thank you, Glenn.
There's no more nighttime parade. And so for the nighttime parade, people lined up along the whole of Main Street, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this, you pretty much have to be, like the hub is the prime viewing spot for that because of the projections on the castle. If you're further back, you really can't see it. So yeah, you're right. They're definitely pinpointing people to go to this one area. So that's probably it. Now the good, a good way to kind of measure that is look at the ice cream shop and see if it is more popular as well.
It seems like it is.
Yeah. So, then that would make sense, right? Where, because that's the same general area and both of those are more crowded, more popular, it probably lends itself to that. Now, if you go for lunchtime or something, maybe it's not as bad.
Yeah, certainly worse at dinner time,
Yeah.
But you're right. I think all these things kind of play into it because
like
the ice cream place, I remember it seems like it used to be more crowded like after fireworks and stuff. But now the crowd I see and the line I saw, because and this is just a random Saturday in September, right? Basically off season as much as there is anymore. And the line, so this would have been 7:00.
Okay.
The line for both Casey's and the ice cream shop were literally out the door, and wine's inside a bit. So, and those are the kinds of lines I would see like when we'd go around Christmas and stuff. And so it was just like the whole of the park wasn't that crowded, but these places are tremendously crowded. So it probably does have a lot to do with that. So anyway, I used to love Casey. I hate to be the whining about things they change, but I don't know. I just love that little bit of Americana and their vintage cartoons they'd show, little sports things, and
Did you ever get the baseball mug that they used to have?
Baseball mug.
Yeah, so
that sounds kind of familiar.
Like the BB-8 mug that they put
the plastic things.
They had one in it was big, right? It was about the size, bigger than a softball even, but it was in the shape of a baseball, and it had Casey's on it. And
I never saw it. I definitely didn't get one. I'm trying to remember if I've seen it or not. I have to
you
Google
buy
for
mine?
it. Wait, only $100.
That's right. No. Yeah, no, I mean,
I figured you'd be a bigger fan of Casey's.
Okay,
do
you want to know?
A baseball fan,
I wasn't gonna.
It's Americana and all that, but you don't seem like a big fan.
I wasn't gonna tell the story, but I'll tell it. So my wife and I were on one of our anniversary trips that we, staycations kind of that we did at. And I think we went to Port Orleans. We were staying there. And they had the e-ticket nights. I know you remember the e-ticket nights.
Oh, yes, fondly.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so it was the e-ticket night. So we went, and we were hungry. It was, I think, the start of, it had just started or whatever. And so we went to Casey's and got a couple hot dogs, one for each of us. And and so we ate them, and then we went on rides and stuff. Well, Tammy, she got sick, and so it just we've kind of avoided it because she's never really, when you get sick after eating something, you're you're not really rushing back to eat there. So that's kind of. After that, it kind of soured on us a little bit. Yeah. But no, I do. I love the look of it. I love the whole vintage Americana and baseball and everything. Of course, I loved it. But but I will say, I actually the hot dog I had back in January when I visited with y'all was the first one I had in. Good Lord, it was probably 10 years.
And more than
that. No, probably more like actually more like 20 years, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was good, man. It was really good.
Yeah, that thing was probably in the freezer that whole time, just waiting for you.
It probably was. But it was yummy. I slathered it with mustard and
it's so thing. There's so much about we humans, we just kind of tie everything together emotional experience wise. But like, I don't even love the food it's not about the food. I love the atmosphere of it, the old timey kind of whatever. And so that as that sort of eroded a little, as they changed it a little bit, then that's why it kind of bugs me a little bit. But two questions for you. Still not the Stump Glenn segment, but
I know, man.
So I'm just kind of getting you prepped. So is Casey's was it in the original park when it opened?
Yeah.
Or did they come later? Okay.
Well, okay. I don't know that it was always called Casey's Corner.
Okay.
But they've always pretty much just had hot dogs and Coke. I think it wasn't the Coke Corner because that's from Disneyland. But man, I don't know what it was called. I don't think it's always been called Casey's Corner. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think so.
I guess we'll do some follow up next show.
Yeah,
and then secondly, and this maybe even could have its own segment. So there's a piano outside, right?
Yeah,
and I think while I was getting food, my family grabbed a table, and I think there was a piano player there. And then, I came, sat down, and my son asked me why it was all covered up and gated off. And I said, because they have their own employees that do this, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But then I realized I have only ever seen one cast member playing that piano.
Yeah.
Have we talked about this before on the show? I don't remember.
I don't think on the show. Or if we did, it was a long time. It was an early episode. So
is there only one person that is that kind of like famous and like he's the only one that ever plays that? And if so, why is it? Is it like a labor union restriction? Or like how is that possible? There's only like one guy that ever does that.
I don't know. Okay, so to answer the point, I think he is the main person. I believe I have seen other people play the piano, but he is the main person. The guy with the glasses, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And from my days on the college program, he's been there, like forever. My days on the college program, what we were told was he was the most photographed person in Disney World history.
Not surprising. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't think it's a labor union thing. I think it's a Disney's cheap and they don't want to pay multiple piano players. So they just have him.
Come on.
And
no,
seriously. They had
What?
Chris. They had a guy at playing one guy playing guitar at the Polynesian Village, and they just fired him because they didn't want to pay him to play the guitar. So I mean, Disney's entertainment doesn't have the best track record.
Well, no offense to people that have the talent to play piano, but it can't be that hard to find people to be able to play the kind of piano playing he's doing.
Oh no,
right? So
sure.
I don't know. That seems kind of strange.
Yeah, I think he's he's become an
icon,
icon of the park, but and so they probably like, okay, yeah, when he shows up, he works, and when he's not, then we just close it up and we don't have to pay anybody else.
That's so strange. Okay. Well, we should look up his name or whatever. Maybe have him on the show.
Yeah.
Let's book him. I'd like to hear more about this. Yeah, seriously. I wonder if he'd be interested. We should find out. Let's get our agent department on that. Our talent department. Anyway, did I have another question there? I think that was it. Oh, the other thing from the trip. I don't like when this kind of happens. Just serendipitously, as we entered the park, the Dapper Dans were singing at the train station, and so we just kind of hung there for a while and listened to them. And I miss spending more time doing that kind of stuff and less about waiting in lines and rides and stuff. Yeah. So it was nice hearing them. They put on a little good show, a little mini show.
Yeah, they're cool. I like them. You know who I don't like?
That list is so long, Glenn. I don't know where to start.
The characters in Hollywood Studios.
Oh, of course. Nobody who likes those.
There's a lot of people that like those. I
really?
From day one, I've hated the Citizens of Hollywood or whatever they're called.
Yeah, well, I know you, and I know exactly why that's the case, because you don't want to risk them pulling you into their show, right?
Well, I mean that's part of it, but
yeah,
I just don't like them. They're not. I don't think they're funny. I don't know.
Well, they try to be a little too slapsticky.
Yeah, I like, and believe me, I love slapstick humor, but
yeah. But they have a little of that at on Main Street too, right? The mayor's there, and
he can.
They periodically have
it too. I don't like him either.
Whoa! Yeah, bleep that out, man.
What?
Goodness. You're so angry. What are you so angry about?
Oh,
with these people these people live on Main Street. Why? It's their home.
Oh, you're so silly. The Dapper Dans are okay. I like them, and I like the little trolley show that they do. That's cute too. But
yeah, I don't see that too much because I think it's a morning thing, right? I don't really know anything that happens at the park before like noon. So.
When they have all the vehicles on Main Street going. And...
I've seen that once or twice. Look, in my defense, our littlest kid, he naps in the early afternoon, so we can't really go till after that happens.
All right.
No, you don't want. No, you don't want the kid cannot miss the nap because then there's no point in doing anything.
Okay.
Those of you who don't have kids, someday you'll know. Anyway, I think I covered all my. Yeah, like I said, it was a small, short trip. I'm sure there are other things I could complain about, but I don't remember what they are.
Well, wait. Do you want to complain about Fastpass?
Well, I started to complain about Fastpass, but sure, let's continue that again because I really on the whole, and you and I think we've talked about this a lot and on the show, but on the whole, I don't think Fastpass is an improvement to the quality of life of the park goer. I just don't. Park goer. Let me try that again. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. Like overall, I think it has broken more than it fixed. My opinion, but other people have other opinions. So they even talked about it on another podcast, right? Small little podcast called Hello Internet. Did you listen to that? I gave you homework. Did you do your homework?
I did do my homework. I listened just to that one specific segment.
Yeah, because I don't know.
That's all I could take.
Oh, that's a great show. What are you talking about? Those guys are awesome. Love those guys. Even though one of them kind of stole my name, but they're great. Those guys. Anyway, but they talked about Fastpass more as it related to Disneyland than Disney World because one of them visited there, and I guess they'd never been or whatever, right. And so it was kind of eye opening to hear kind of newbies at the whole Fastpass thing and kind of their opinion of it. And one of the things they brought up, which is why I wanted to give it for homework and talk about it, was what kind of one of the foundations of the part they said was that they thought Fastpass was, and maybe because they confused it with what I think Universal does, but they thought it was like a premium ticket option. Mm-hmm. To get you to a shorter lines or front of the lines, like you pay to basically become like a VIP.
Yeah.
So they thought that's what it was at first, and then found out that it's nothing like that at all. But But in the end, I think that's what they kind of summarize to say, that's really that system might be better where you pay for that because at least you have some control over it versus just sort of this random, giving out of these queue things. So I don't know. What'd you think? What'd you think of their discovery, quote unquote, of the joys of Fastpass?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was interesting to hear from people who really haven't, because we've studied it like, it's the Bible, right? And try to figure out the best way to work it and manipulate it and everything else, right? But we're a little jaded and we don't look at it that way. So it was really cool hearing them talk about it. And yeah, I was like, okay, I could see how you would think that, because especially in Disneyland, if you're paying money, like, okay, so I'm going to pay $10, but it's still random that I'm going to get anything. And when, it could be like 2 hours, 4 hours from now, or like, then why am I paying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So
it was interesting to hear them kind of accidentally discover on what the point of Fastpass is, because they were kind of debating it, saying, well, what is the real point of this? I guess it's better to not be in line. And they said maybe it's because Disney wants people out to be at the shops and restaurants and stuff, which is exactly the point. So, I mean, I guess it's not that opaque to figure out, but yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Fastpass, I think with Fastpass Plus, where every ride has Fastpass, I think it has made all of the waits longer, and I think it's had a negative impact. Now, before with just Fastpass at select attractions, I think it was still, it affected the lines, but not to the extent that it is now. Like now, it's almost required that you have fast passes before you even go to the park because the lines are so long. So what you do is you get a fast pass, and yeah, it's for 2 hours from now, but okay, so that means I have to wait in line for something else. But as soon as you get off of it, you can go to your fast pass and use it up. Whereas if they didn't have Fastpass, okay, your wait in line might be a little bit shorter. I don't know what that percentage is. Maybe 20, 30% shorter. But you'd have to wait in line for that second ride as well for a certain amount of time. So I don't know what the math is. I would think if you use Fastpass, the best you can use it where you have your 3 fast passes lined up back to back early in the morning, and then so that frees up your fast passes allocation, and you can get another one and keep doing it. So if you could get a total of like 5 or 6 in a day, I think you've used that system properly. But if you just get one fast pass or whatever, I don't think you benefit from the Fastpass experience as a whole. It works out to you really have to have a solid game plan, and it's silly, right? Because you're going on vacation. You don't want to have to sit there and plan out like you're planning D-Day, right?
Well, I'll disagree with you a little bit because only slightly, not about Fastpass, but about planning, because that used to be some of the fun of going, is to plan kind of your path through the park. I know you've done that too. Like, well, we'll hit this in the morning and go ding, 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 ding. The difference there is that you had control over that pretty much entirely. You couldn't control how long the lines would be, but you had control over what time you would do those things. What drives me crazy about Fastpass is I lose control over the time that I could do the things, right? Because and in fact, for this short little jaunt on Saturday, I actually I had 3 fast passes. We didn't use one of them because it just didn't, where we were in the park at the time the fast pass was, it just didn't work. So and I'm wondering, I took some fast pass spots from somebody else that might have been able to use them, but I just basically threw them away, right? So, And it sounds silly to say, but I feel bad about that. I took somebody's space in line that maybe they were there on their vacation and could have used those. But so just overall, and granted, I'm not the typical. Like it may work better for people that are there for a 1 week vacation than it is for people like me that are just going, for an afternoon or something. Maybe that's the difference. But, and I wouldn't mind so much, because part of the argument I would probably hear from people is, well, then just don't use Fastpass. Just treat it like you used to and pretend Fastpass doesn't exist and just go wait in your lines, right? Except that, like I think you said earlier, is I think Fastpass has created longer lines for more rides, right? So, and I'm sure obviously Disney has all the data, but what it anecdotally feels like is that all of the ride weight went up, right? If you took an average of all the rides, it feels like it went up. Like, because, there never used to be a line at all for Wedway, but now there is from time to time. Is that just because the park attendance is higher? I don't think so, because I think what it's doing, and maybe that's what Disney wanted, and so they're getting what they want, but so those people that would have spent more time in the Space Mountain line aren't there, so now they're doing other things, which is great. But if you were a person like me, that what you really enjoyed doing were those sort of, what C and D ticket rides, the ones that were B ticket rides, whatever letters they would be, then it kind of has stolen that away, because now all of those rides are the waits are longer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's never going to get undone, I guess. We just got to figure out how.
No, in fact,
how to work the system, right?
Right. Well, I think the future is they are going to start charging at Disney World as well. If you want a premium experience, you're going to pay for it. I think everything's pointing to that.
What would that mean, though?
It could be
with a Fastpass world. What would that mean?
Right. Well, because of the system that they have in place, like you can't. They could just charge for Fastpass Plus. I don't think they would do that. I think what they would do is have a actually do a lot like Universal does, where you want to pay. You can certainly get to the front of the line, but it's going to cost X amount. Or they what they do is premium Fastpass Plus, where you pay us X amount, and we take off like a lot of the restrictions on what rides you can get. Right. So Epcot, I can only do Test Track or Soarin' or Frozen. Like I can't do both. Right. Well, that restriction is taken off. You can do all three. You just have to schedule them throughout the day. So, but I think that's coming. I think it's coming soon. Quite honestly,
or like I guess create like more virtual queues. So like in a day, if they have 1,000 fast passes right now, that maybe they split that up and there are 500 per hour, whatever it is. There are 500 of those for all guests, but then another 500 that are just premium. So the non-premium ones would sell out faster. So if you want to go earlier, like Peter Pan, right? If you don't book that days ahead of time, you're going at either 10 o'clock at night or you're not going at all, because it just goes so fast. So, but maybe there's a premium fast pass that you might be able to get earlier in the day or something. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, on one hand, and it was kind of their point in the show. On the one hand, it's like you don't want to, you don't want it to all be sort of you just pay more and more and more to have a decent experience. But on the other hand, as those two guys on the show and my personality are kind of like, I just want to be able to have control over it. And if the answer to that control is money, then okay, then I just factor that in, and at least I can manage it to my liking. Where if there's nothing I can do about it, there's nothing I can do about it. But I don't know. And they also said there's something nice and egalitarian about, like, it's just a line. Everybody has to wait in line. Doesn't matter how much money you have. The line's the line, and that's what it is to get in. But everything's moving away from that, where it's more
absolutely
either a paid premium or some other thing. But
anyway,
it was a good short segment.
It was. So
okay. Enough about that?
Yep.
Okay. So, we got a birthday coming up.
I know. Saturday, right? Or Sunday. Sunday, I'm sorry.
We're not talking about yours.
Oh.
Sunday. Nope, not talking about your birthday. Because at your age, do you really want to bring attention to those?
No, I'm good.
No. Yeah, Epcot's birthday, right?
That's right.
October, what, 1st?
October 1st, 1982.
Yep. Wow, like a lifetime ago. So what's going on? Is there anything, any activities happening that we know of? What's happening?
Yeah, so they are going to offer a guide map, a special guide map.
Ooh. I think they did that for the 25th as well.
They did, and
Yeah. I have one somewhere. Yeah.
And I've scanned it in. And then at 10:01 a.m., gather at the Fountain View stage, and they will have they're gonna have a show with the Mariachi Cobre. Is that how you say that? And
Okay.
From Mexico, and the Voices of Liberty.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. Oh, and they're going to sell a lot of merchandise.
I don't know if they are. Remember, I mean, we talked about it last time. It was in that the Odyssey over there. I almost felt bad for the cast member working that little shop they have of the sort of retro-ish kind of merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. I mean, the place was packed because it's like the beer place for food and wine.
Mm-hmm.
But like not a soul was going over there to even look at that merchandise. Not even me. I looked at it from afar and I'm like, meh. And I didn't even go over and look at it. So she was just sort of standing there looking kind of bored. Felt bad for her. Yeah. The merch for the 25th was way better than.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. 35th, like, who really cares about 35th? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
You're right.
I think 50 is the next one, right?
Well, yeah, but my goodness. It's a little.
Maybe 40. Like,
ways
I
away.
could get more excited over
The decades.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 35, like the 30th, I didn't care about it.
Yeah.
But 40, for some reason, I don't know, 40 is like, oh, okay. Like, I start paying attention, and then maybe because it's so close to 50.
Maybe so. You can do the
Maybe
countdown.
because I'm that age, and like...
Yeah, okay. It's all about you. Anyway, okay. Well then, but what was that thing you sent me? It's like a radio, like a music-y podcast. What is that about? What is that thing?
So that is...
Spectro Radio?
Spectro Radio. Yeah, so if you go there,
Wait, are these... Hang on. Are these competitors? Can we...
No, I don't think it's a
What's
competitor.
happening?
I mean, it's continually playing Disney music. So if you're...
Is it really?
Yeah, sure. If you go to it right now, you can listen to it.
How do they get away with this?
I don't know. I really don't know.
All right, Iger, you better jump on this.
So they are going to... So it's Spectro Radio, and they are going to... On Sunday, they are going to play... a whole bunch of Epcot music, and it's kind of cool.
They put some thought into it. It's kind of neat.
They have.
They got
the whole day,
they have a whole time.
Yeah, it starts at 9 a.m. and it's they're gonna play a song from the grand opening of Epcot, and then they're gonna play at 10 o'clock. They're gonna play back to back each version of Spaceship Earth over
That's great.
Yeah,
I love that.
And then Future World at noon, World Showcase at 2.
Yeah.
So Millennium Celebration at 4.
Huh.
And then
How did I not know that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I cut you off. No, I was going to say, and they go all the way up to Illuminations at 8. And they said, beginning with its predecessor, Laserphonic Fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I ever heard that name. I didn't know that was the name
really?
of the... No. When did it become Illuminations?
Well, it was a completely different show.
The first Illuminations.
Yeah,
and
Laserphonic Fantasy was not Illuminations.
No, I know that. And I guess that I'm pretty sure that's what I saw originally, but I didn't know that was its name. I don't remember ever hearing that name for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was there. Let's see. Illuminations probably started in...
Like 90s, right? Somewhere in there. It's great radio right here.
If I'm gonna be a betting man, I'm gonna say it started that Illumination started in 1988. Laserphonic Fantasy probably started 86.
Oh, not when it opened. Huh? Not original?
No. They didn't have anything. They had like a day show earlier than that, where they actually flew like not planes, but like these gliders in the rainbow colors, and they would fly over the lagoon and everything.
Huh.
I forget the name of that. Sky Kaleidoscope, maybe.
Okay. Huh.
So I'll put all this in the show notes.
Yeah, maybe we need to do a little episode on this.
Yeah.
Huh. But that's weird, is I feel like I've seen that original laser one, because they did like the little, the 80s lasers where it would like make a little picture up in the sky kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But I was there before that. Huh. I gotta look at these dates. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, I think I did see it. June 84. And I think that summer's when I went. So there you go. So I did see that. I just never heard that. I never heard the name. Okay. That's such an 80s sounding name too, right? Laserphonic.
Right.
So 80s sounding.
So that's when it started, June of 84?
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, which is never wrong. June 9th, 1984.
Okay.
And then to 88. And then I guess and then Illuminations picked up in 88.
Nice. I got that right. Huh?
Yeah, you get some credit for that.
Thank you.
Right. Actually, that's a good segue. Can we move to the Stump Glenn corner of the show?
Absolutely.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
I know for 2 weeks you've been probably stressing about this.
I've been stressing a lot about this.
All right. And this comes from listener feedback.
Okay.
Right? So you ready?
All right.
So, yeah, a listener of the show contacted me and said, hey, you guys ever do any trivia? And in the Mickey monitor, I guess this last one, there was some Epcot trivia.
Okay.
Which I've looked all over for my Mickey monitor and I couldn't find it. And I looked at the PDF version, but I didn't find this particular trivia thing that the listener was referring to. But I thought, it would still be fun to do some trivia. Yeah. And I thought it'd be fun to see how well you could score on some Epcot trivia.
Oh God! All right.
You ready for that?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
So I have.
But wait. Is this only gonna be some? Can we do Stump Chris sometimes too?
No. The title of the segment is Stump Glenn.
All right.
Please, people get enough of me on the show. This is your time to shine. So where did I find this? I'm not gonna say yet because I don't want you Googling it over there.
I'm not. Hands off. I'm not touching it.
Okay. All right. So here's some Epcot trivia. And it's a little quiz, and they're 15 questions.
Oh,
all right?
God. All right.
15. They're easy. Uh-huh. But what I like about this, they actually gave the score that people get on this quiz, like they come to this page.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Average score for this is 9 out of 15.
Okay.
All right. They have this categorized as tough. The difficulty for this is tough.
All right.
Right. And so far, people have played this 2,361 times. So my point is, it's not just the 4 or 5 people have done this. So that's a fairly good sample. So 9 out of 15, that's your benchmark, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. All right. People following along at home, see how you do. Get out your pens and your picture pages and try it yourself. Okay. What does Epcot stand for? Every person comes out tired. Experimental prototype community of tomorrow. Experimental place of tomorrow. Experimental place outside Toledo.
Experimental.
Yeah, as you're answering these, realize that the average score is 9 out of 15. So let's see how you do.
Okay, all right. Or there's also experimental prototype costumes of torture.
Okay, there's also every payday comes on Thursday.
Thank you. That was my other one.
Okay.
All right.
All right. What's your real answer?
Yeah, experimental prototype community of tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I won't know till the end how we do. So follow along. What is the name of the robotic mascot of Innoventions? You know what? I'm not going to make it multiple choice because it's boring for me to read these off unless you say you need them. I'm going to see if you get it without them first.
Of Innoventions?
Mascot of Innoventions. Yes. I don't want to use the.
Okay, I need the
Jeopardy theme.
Okay. Well, hold on.
So far,
wait, wait.
So far, Stump Glenn is
of Innoventions. Not Communicore.
What is the name? All I have is what in front of me, sir. What is the name of the robotic mascot of Innoventions? All right, let me give you the choices.
Yeah, please do.
Tom Morrow 2.0, Electa,
God.
Tronic, or Short Circuit?
Tom Morrow 2.0.
Okay, we'll see where we end up with that.
Okay.
Who sponsors the Land Pavilion? This should be easy.
When is this from?
That's a good point. Some of these might be a point in time, right?
Because nobody sponsors it right now. But
okay.
I mean, it opened with Kraft, but I think at the time, if you're asking me about the robotic mascot of Interventions, I'm going to place this in the 90s or early 2000s, and I'm going to say Nestle.
No, this has got to be. No, this is more recent than that.
Is it? Is that not one of the options?
You know, now you're ruining all my fun here.
Give me the options.
This can't. I mean, first of all, it's on the internet, so it can't be that old.
All right. Okay, give me the options. I need the options.
All right. Kraft, Nestle, Hershey, or Nabisco. This can't be. Well, let me see. I'm going to look ahead the other question, see if I see anything else that.
All right. Well, I'll just go with Nestle. I'll stick with that. But like Chiquita Banana sponsors Living with the Land.
This is
boat ride
because you so desperately want to be right.
I do. Let's just put Nestle down for me, okay? They were the last major sponsor of the pavilion. So
Nestle. There you go. Okay, locked in. What is the name of the mouse who was cloned into thousands of mice that climbed around in the audience in Honey, I Shrunk the Audience?
Oh, you see, so this is from the 90s. Okay, give me the names.
Well, no, but the question is retro. It's saying what was.
Oh, all right. Okay, so, well, give me the choices.
Gigabyte, Dalton, Quark, or Photon?
I think the snake was Gigabyte, right? Say them again. Gigabyte, Quark.
Gigabyte, Dalton, Quark, or Photon.
Let's go with Photon.
All right, let's do it. All right, this one even you can get, Glenn. What is unique about the waterfalls in Journey into Your Imagination? Figment appears, water's not clear, water flows upwards, it gets people wet.
Water flows upwards. But the last one's true too.
Well, yeah, it is true. But I don't think that's what makes it unique. That would be true for many fountains.
That's true.
But I didn't realize, and again, going back to the 90s before I spent too much time there, I had gotten home and I mentioned before I followed message boards, and back then it was Usenet groups, and somebody mentioned the upwards flowing fountain, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It never even occurred to me. I don't know. To me, it just always seemed like those were water jets. I never took it as a reverse gravity thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway. All right, number 6. We're only on 6. What did Ellen nickname her roommate in college on the Universe of Energy attraction?
Stupid Judy.
There you go. You know what's sad is in my family, my wife and I had started all the Judys out there, but almost every time we meet or hear of a Judy, it's always Stupid Judy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just stuck with us. Okay. All right. We talked about Body Wars in the last show.
Yeah.
Ready? Yeah, maybe this is sure be good to hear the vintage of this. I don't know. All right. So this is said in the present tense, but I guess it should be the past tense. So maybe that gives you some hint of the age.
Okay.
What hangs from the rear view mirror of the ship in Body Wars? Fuzzy dice, Mickey Mouse doll, rosary beads, or ballet shoes?
Fuzzy dice.
Do you know that, or are you guessing?
I'm guessing.
Okay. How many countries are in World Showcase?
11.
13, 9, 10, 11. Well, you did that without even the options. Okay. Which country was not part of the original showcase, World Showcase? France, Norway, England, American Adventure.
Norway.
Yeah, I think I knew that one too. Which country only has a restroom in a restaurant, not along the pathway? Oh, this is interesting. France, United Kingdom, Morocco, or Mexico? And now you're going to argue, well, are the restrooms in the countries? If they're between the countries? I don't know.
Wait, were they France?
France, UK, Morocco, Mexico. So there's not one along the pathway at this country.
Mexico.
Just in the restaurant.
I'm Mexico.
All right, that's what I put in. Well,
okay.
I won't know until I submit.
Right.
I sure hope this webpage works now, because if we don't get the answers now...
I hope so, man.
I should have tested this out beforehand. Oh, no, now I'm nervous. All right, which country does not light up during illuminations?
Oh, okay.
Italy, Mexico, Japan, or Morocco?
Morocco.
Poor Morocco.
Poor Morocco.
Which country has only counter service? Mexico, American Adventure, UK, Morocco.
American Adventure.
Never thought about that. What is the symbol of countries in World Showcase? Torches, fireflies, balloons, or lamps? They have a hint, but I'm going to try to not give you the hint. See how you do.
I'm going to say torches. I'm guessing the vintage of this is around 2000.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's what I put.
Torches.
It would say the hint is think of illuminations.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. Between what two countries is there another entrance to Epcot? Oh, that's not right. United Kingdom and Canada. There is not another entrance. France and Morocco. France and United Kingdom.
France and United Kingdom.
There you go. Okay. When did Epcot open?
October 1st, 1982.
85, 90. Wait a minute. Let me give you the options. 85, 90, 81, or 82?
1982.
82. Okay. Are you ready now, sir?
I am.
All right. We have 15. The average is people getting 9 out of 15, and this is supposedly a tough quiz, mainly because you don't know what time period. But here we go.
Right.
Come on, webpage. Don't fail me. Don't fail me. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
You ready? Do you want to know your score, or you want to go through these?
Yeah. What's the score?
Okay. You, sir, are above average.
Nice.
But not perfect. Okay. You ready?
Right, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Obviously, Epcot, we know what that stands for. You got... Wait, is that what you told me to put for the mascot? Did you tell me to pick Tom Morrow?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, you got it right.
Okay.
Oh, look at this. Okay. Oh, hey, there's extra data here. All right. So Epcot, 95% of the people got the Epcot. What does it stand for, right? So I guess a lot of people know that. Only 65% of people got Tom Morrow correctly.
Okay.
The Land Pavilion sponsor, Nestle.
Okay.
Only 69 got that. Now here, this may be your best showing right here.
Okay.
This is the name of the mouse who was cloned into thousands of mice.
Yeah.
Only 38% of people got this right, and you got it right.
No, nice.
So it was Photon, like you said.
Okay.
The Fountains Journey, 91% of people knew that.
Okay.
Stupid Judy, 62% knew. 100% of Judies knew that. What hangs in the rearview mirror in Body Wars, or did?
Yeah.
Sorry, you got it wrong. Now, so there's two ways. There's two ways to feel about this. You got it wrong, but only 14% of people got this right.
Oh, wow.
So, correct answer was ballet shoes.
Ballet shoes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
All right.
There's like a little extra trivia here. The name of the ship you ride on is Bravo 229.
Oh.
I didn't know that, or used to. Now we'll never know. Okay, how many countries in World Showcase? Surprisingly, only 61% got it right, but you're one of them. 11, right? Which country is not part of original Showcase? Norway. I think most people knew that. All right. Now this is the restroom question.
Uh-oh. All right.
You know, restroom questions are usually the most important.
Yeah.
So again, you didn't get it right, but most people didn't. So you said Mexico. Correct answer was France.
France.
There's no restroom over by France, apparently. Okay. The rest you actually got right. Which one does not light up? Morocco, right? American Adventure is the only one that doesn't have counter service. Torches was the correct answer for the symbol. And let's see, International Gateway, where that was, and the year Epcot opened. Surprisingly, only 62% got the year correct for when it. Yeah. So generally, you are above average. Good. So let's see. So if what? Let's see,
8 out of 10.
13 divided by 15. What is that? Where's my calculator?
Wait, how many questions were there?
15. So you basically got an 87 on your quiz, sir. So you were a solid B student.
Sucks.
Yeah.
But that's 87. About right.
Yeah, but it's Disney. So
this many years after school, I'm still they haven't improved any.
All right. Well, thank you for participating in the inaugural Stump Glenn corner. Ugh. We need a little music for this.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 9 out of 15. I have to see if I can come up with some more questions for you next time.
Yeah, man.
Oh, there's other ones on this site. I might just keep trolling this.
Cool.
All right, that's all I had. That was fun.
Is it a GeoCity site?
It kind of looks like it. It's not, but it might as well
Are
be.
you sure? Because
well, I guess I should give it some credit. I got this from funtrivia.com, and it looks like these are sort of user submitted things people can put in there. So
cool.
Yeah, it would have been fine, except it just didn't have the year on it, like when it was like point in time.
I do like how they give the information about how many people got each one right and wrong.
Well, I guess they do that. Yeah, yeah. I might have to find some other ones. Yeah. Well, here's one: Walt Disney World attractions. All right, don't go looking ahead. Don't go looking ahead. All right. I'm gonna have to cut. You know what? All right, so you got 87 on that one.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's my goal. I'm gonna keep next time we do this segment. I'm gonna try and lower your score. See how esoteric I can come up with some things to get that down. That's my goal. You're welcome.
Well, I mean, it's not difficult to do that.
Yeah, but you're like Disney Rain Man. It is difficult.
I mean, I guess.
All right, I'll work on it. All right, there you go. Stump Glenn.
Cool.
Done.
Cool. All right, so we have talked just every now and then. It's like, oh, we ought to start a book club. So let's start a book club.
Okay, let's do it.
So I have a book.
There's no financial investment I got to do with this, right?
I don't know. I mean, maybe a couple bucks to buy the book.
All right, but I don't have to pull out my 401k and invest in a book club, right?
No. Okay. Right. So the book I am picking, and I have not read it. It's 145 pages long.
Okay.
And it's paperback, and there's some drawings in it. So I think it's actually like a young adult.
So it's more
book.
of a pamphlet than a book.
A little bit. So it should be a fairly easy read, I'm going to say. Anyway, so the book is The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. And the reason I'm bringing this up is a couple reasons. One is we're getting close to Halloween, so it's a good time for that. But they actually have a Halloween tree in Disneyland, in Frontierland. So every year they decorate this tree in lights, and they have a plaque, and it's dedicated to Ray Bradbury. He was actually there. He was alive when they first started doing this, probably a decade ago or so. So he actually saw it, and so anyway, so I've never read the book, and so that's why I want to read the book. And so I thought it'd be cool to bring it up here.
Okay, I'm down. Let's do it. So how's this going to work? So we'll read everybody it. Follows along and they read the book?
Yeah.
And we talk about it? Or what do we do?
Yeah.
Okay. How much time do we have? I'm a slow reader.
Yeah, I am too. So let's do it. Okay, so today is what? What is today?
Like September 27th as we record? Something like that? Yeah.
So if we do it in a month, it's still before Halloween, right? So if we take 4 weeks to...
Oh, yeah.
So let's see.
So basically 2 shows, right? So
the 24th-ish. That should be about when we record. 24th, 25th of October, something like that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. You can follow along.
Yeah.
Read the book.
Yes.
So educational, this show. I learned so many things.
Well, it has a Disney tie-in. And,
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now my favorite part of the show, I think.
Yeah. Pick of the week.
Because I get to spend money. All right. Who's going first this time?
Well, you know mine.
How do you feel about your pick this week?
I feel great about my pick this week. Yeah. Yes, I told you last week what my pick of the week was going to be.
It doesn't mean I listened.
Well, that's true.
Okay. Well, then, how about we finish with yours then? It sounds like you've got more confidence in your pick than I may have about mine. So,
all right, that's fine.
All right.
Sure.
Does that work for you?
It
all right,
does.
we'll finish on a high note. All right. So my pick. I'm a bit of a gamer. But these days I don't have a lot of time to game. So I've been playing more and more games of the games I play on my iPad. And I don't know how this came up. Somehow I saw, I don't know if it's a new app or it got highlighted somehow, but there's like a new Roller Coaster Tycoon app. You familiar with the Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise? Did you ever play those back in the day?
I am, and I think
theme parks and such.
I think I tried to play it on a PC at some point, and I got frustrated with it, and I never played it again.
Okay. Well, I and maybe this sounds sorry. I not surprisingly, I've always been a huge fan of simulation games like Transport Tycoon and just anything you're sort of like you're building empires, and Railroad Tycoon I love for forever. And so I don't know how I popped into this. I didn't think I would like this at first. It's your typical sort of freemium, free to play kind of game, right? Where there's some sort of virtual currency that you got to either spend real money for, or you watch a video to get more of it, or whatever the case is. But since we talk about theme parks a little bit on this show, what I'm really enjoying about this is you get to design your own little theme park. And I never played the original Roller Coaster Tycoons. I think I assumed they were just about building roller coasters and not the actual theme park to go with it. But I like this. Basically it's sort of like you don't get all the things up front. It's sort of over time you collect the different kinds of rides and attractions you can put in there by getting cards, right? So you buy packs of cards, and you get if you get the Tilt-A-Whirl in your card pack, then you get to build that. But I like it. You got your little peeps walking around your theme park. You got all the animations are really neat in it. Just the look of it is really kind of fun. I don't like on the UI that they've got like some really big buttons for like trying to entice you to buy more things because it's a free to play game. So that's kind of annoying. But overall, I wouldn't give it I'd probably give it like your grade in the Stump Glenn segment. I'd probably give it a solid 87. Maybe like a B plus, but okay. I'm having more fun. Like this is one of those games where I'm like, I play it, I'm like, oh, it's fun, and then like I put it down, and like an hour later, I'm like, oh, I need to check it on my theme park. Like it just pops in my head, and it keeps kind of pulling me back in. So if one has an interest in theme parks, it seems like a fun game. It doesn't. It's not like a whole big grind. Like I've built a fairly decent theme park here without it being like a whole lot of tap, and watch videos and do this kind of junk. You have little missions to accomplish, so you can get more stuff. Like right now, I have a mission to get my peeps satisfaction at 80% and have a certain level of decoration in my park, because you can add, like trees and fountains and things. So it's kind of fun, and it's you have to. I don't want to say, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a business simulation, but you do have to think of some kind of minor things like one would really designing a park. Like you have to have enough restrooms that cover the park, otherwise your peeps get a little angry. You got to have enough food and attraction balance. You got to have maintenance buildings. Make sure your rides keep working. And then if you really want to get into it, you can. There's a pretty elaborate roller coaster design sort of sub game to this. So you build roller coasters, and you can really. If you're into that, you can really kind of design lots of different crazy kind of roller coasters and stuff. So anyway, if one is into theme parks and you're just looking for like a casual little fun game to waste a little time with, I like this. This is fun. So that's it. There are a few Roller Coaster Tycoon games out in the store because I think they just evolved over time. This one I think is the latest one, and it's called Roller Coaster Tycoon Touch, I believe is what it is. Yep, Roller Coaster Tycoon Touch. So that's my pick.
Awesome. I need to play that.
Yeah, and like most of these games, you can link up with your friends on Facebook, and I don't know if you can like share things in your parks or what you can do there, but if you do play a little bit, we can see what that's all about.
Yeah. Can I visit yours, and can you visit mine? And
I don't know. That's what we got to find out. Yeah. I don't know. Let's try it, and we'll report back. All right.
Sounds good. All right, my pick.
All right, so what do you got? Sounds like a doozy.
I'm on a book kick, apparently.
Okay.
So
I know what you're.
My pick is a book that was just released. I had it pre-ordered, and I actually thought it was a cookbook. So the title of it is "Eat Like Walt: The Wonderful World of Disney Food." So with a title like that, and I pre-ordered it, so there wasn't much, about the book on the page. So, but it looked really cool, and I collect Disney books, and so I'm like, okay, I'll buy that. So it arrived, and so I opened it up, and I started flipping through it. I'm like, hey, wait a second. There's really no recipes in here. So I went to the beginning, and I started reading through it. So it's such an awesome book. It's a book about Disney and restaurants in the studio, in Disneyland, at home, how he ate. So it's pretty much like Walt Disney's history with food, if you will. At the back of the book, they actually do give a few recipes, like, because they have the documentation on, from the archives of like Walt's favorite foods, like what they made for him and everything else and what he liked. And they have those recipes in the back, which is really cool to have too. But, it just tells a story of all of like the studio commissary. They had the Penthouse Club, where it was only open to certain male animators and stuff. And, I mean, and then it goes through Disneyland, every land in Disneyland. It tells the story of every restaurant. And then if there's a cool Walt story in that restaurant, they tell that. It's almost like the story of Walt Disney, but told through food. And so it's just such a unique point of view. And the best part is, there's so many pictures in it, and pictures that I have never ever seen before. Which I thought I had seen.
Is this?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Is this published by, like, was it created by Disney so they have their archives to pull from? Or
Disney Editions.
This is an official book? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah, so it's a lot of old
neat.
photos and photos of Walt in Disneyland, photos of Walt at the studios. And it's not just photos of Walt. They have, just photos of people enjoying the restaurants and ordering food from the counter service restaurants. And it's a really cool book. And you wouldn't think it would be. It's just such a unique perspective that it's like, wow, this is really cool. Go ahead.
Right, and that's exactly what I was kind of thinking. Is it doesn't sound like it'd be that interesting because, I have nothing to base it on, but just sort of whatever my brain has put together of who I think Walt Disney was. But I would have guessed his meal preferences were pretty meat and potatoes, like literally, like just being a Midwesterner and just kind of that area he grew up in. So is it? Would you say it's? Because it sounds like it might be two different kind of angles on this. One based on the food that he himself actually liked and preferred, but also just sort of like places that he would have dined that became important because he'd have meetings there and stuff like that. Is it that kind of those kind of angles?
Yeah.
Do I have that right?
I mean, that's pretty much it, right?
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you didn't know what you were getting yourself into, like a lot of things, but it worked out for you.
That's right. That is right.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'll have to make that part of the book club too and check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. You really should. It's a really good book.
All right. What's it called again? Eat Like Walt.
Eat Like Walt.
Okay. Done.
Yeah.
Bought.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think it's that expensive either.
No. Certainly not relative to all my other Disney expenses.
And, I mean, just the design of the book is really cool. It's like a retro design to it, too.
Sorry,
like, even the pages.
Skype kind of clobbered you there. It's designed like what?
Just the design is nice. It's retro.
Oh, okay. Neat. I'll check it out.
Yep.
All right. I think that's a show, right?
Cool.
Is that a show?
That's the show.
We covered all? Did I complain about everything? Was there anything else you need to complain about?
Nope.
We're done.
We're good.
All right. All right. See you next time.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Terrific Recordings of Nothing. Follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at CBGray, and Glenn on Twitter and Instagram at DizWiz. Follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at Tron_FM, and on Facebook at Terrific Recordings of Nothing. For all things related to the show, including show notes and links to connect with us, visit us at tron.fm.